Do you want to learn how to beat the system? Do you want to learn how, as an older person, how not to get screwed over by inflation, by money printing, by a government out of control in the West? Well, watch this video.
Yes, sirree. I'm not freaking blind, guys. It's Gweilo style. I think it's Thursday. You could die.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Geez, you know? Oh, yeah, because
It goes on and on and on.
for all you haters, there's something to chew on for the next couple of...
Welcome back to the Gweilo 60 channel. You see, a lot of us older boys and girls have spent years and years, 40 years, making money, putting it into the bank, business owners, employees that work for a company saying, well, you know, when I hit a certain age, I'm going to get this pension, and this pension is going to pay me a living wage for the rest of my life. Or you're a business owner, you put money in the bank and you invest in stocks and bonds, you buy properties that grow in value, or rentals that you make money off of, and you put the money in the bank. You work like a dog, and you usually work for about 40 years, and then you retire. But then your government, your shitty Canadian government or your American government starts printing money. And you see your investment dwindle and get smaller and smaller and smaller. And you say to yourself, fuck, this isn't working for me. What do you do? How do you beat that? Well, I know how to beat that. See, I invest in RSPs when I was working. I invest in tax-free savings accounts when I was working. Well, even after I was working. I invest in GICs. All of these investments are guaranteed, insured, and you'll never lose your original investment on these investments. But they only make 5, maybe 5.5% at the best of times. Sometimes it was down to 2 or 3%. See, I used to invest in China money management back in, let's say, 2007, 8, 9, 10, where I would make close to 7% on my investments. But because now investments in China are only like 2.5, 2.6%, I invest more in Canada. But the inflation rate in Canada was anywhere between 8% and now down to about 2.7%, I guess it is. Well, 8%, well, I'm losing money, right? But am I really? Because as I'm living in China, we have deflation, not inflation. So if I'm making 5% or 5.5% on an investment, and then there's 2% deflation in the stuff that I'm buying, well, then I'm making 7.5%. But if I'm in Canada and there's 2.7% inflation, well, I'm only making 2.3% on my money, and that sort of sucks because you really can't live off that. You put $1 million in the bank, you're sitting on 50,000 Canadian dollars, which translates into maybe just over 250,000 RMB, yen, chen, kwai, whatever you want to call it. RMB, renminbi. RMB is the short. Renminbi means the people's money, and that's the proper term for it here in China. But the idea that if you're making 250,000 RMB in China, you're doing pretty damn good, and things are getting cheaper, not more expensive. So when I make 5 or 5.5%, I'm making 7.5%. Back in 2003, when I first started coming to China, I could go buy a Li Chen Pijiu, a Li Chen beer, for 5 RMB. I can go out right now to the corner store and buy a Li Chen Pijiu for 5 RMB. Yes, you heard that right. When I bought this place, my apartment here in Nanning on Hojilu, my condo fees were 600 RMB per year, which turns out to maybe 120 bucks Canadian, maybe $10 a month. Today, it's still 600 RMB a year. So you got to understand that if you're investing in Canada, but you're living in a place like China, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting the higher interest rates because they got inflation. But you're living in China, so you got deflation and your life is better. Plus, I've told you, but I'll tell you again, the all-you-can-eat Brazilian barbecue, all-you-can-eat hot pots and Korean barbecues that are anywhere between 80 and 100 RMB for all you can eat and all you can drink, and that's alcohol too, guys. So when you look at that, and that's been like that for years and years and years. I've been going to the Yongjang Hotel to the Brazilian barbecue for, I don't know, 20 years now. And it has got a little bit more expensive. It's gone from $16 to $20 in 20 years. So it's gone $4 in 20 years higher. My goodness, I'm burping. Maybe I need more beer. You work out the inflation numbers on that. So if you're an older person and you're looking at, well, geez, inflation is kicking my ass. I don't have enough money to pay my rent. My rent has gone through the roof. You see, rent has doubled in some places, tripled in Canada. Your property taxes. Oh, by the way, we don't pay property tax here in China. Isn't that special? So another one. It's been really, really hot here in Nanning. Because we're in southern China, it gets hot. It gets up to 42 degrees humidex here in Nanning, and my air conditioner has been working in the living room or the bedroom steady for the last month. I got my power bill yesterday. It was 144 RMB, which translates into under $30. So your regular, but the water is like $10 or $5 a month. Your gas is about the same, $10 a month, Canadian. I'm talking Canadian cash because I'm a Canuck. Eh? But so when you've got this deflation and you're making Canadian cash, and then you go to your ATM and you just pull money out whenever you need it, life is pretty good. So I've sort of beaten the inflation problem of the West by living in the East, but investing in the West. I used to invest in the East back in, say, 2005 to 2010, where I could get up to 7% in some money managements. So I'd invest more here than over there. Vietnam has good investments. Places like Cambodia, but that's for another video. But the idea that you can invest in the West and you can live in the East and you can live like a king if you're making a pension and you're making $2,000 or $3,000 a month, you're going to live like a king over here. If you're making $2,000-3,000 a month in Canada, you're going to live like a poor pauper, and that's just the way it is. So you work your whole life, and now you're a senior citizen. Now you got to live like shit for the rest of your life because you're done working. You don't have a chance. You don't want to go work at Home Building Center. You don't want to work at McDonald's. How's that go? Welcome to Walmart. You know what I mean. So rather than live a life of a terrible retirement, move to a place like China. Move to a place like Vietnam or Cambodia or the Philippines, where your dollar goes a lot farther. They have deflation instead of inflation. It's not getting more expensive over here. That's a Western thing. And it's because those countries are printing money. Their governments are not doing the proper thing for the citizens of those countries. And the senior citizens are the ones that are getting hit the hardest. The people going to work, wages are going through the roof. Like back when I was in Canada, somebody making $150,000 a year was unheard of. Now that's a regular thing. Where, you know what I mean? Ding. So when you look at it that way, what's a better way to live than investing in Canada, investing in the United States, or living your life in a place like China and investing in Canada and making your life a little bit better? And that, my friends, is another video from an old Canadian living in China for the last 21 years. I know what I'm talking about because I've been retired for over 10 years. I know this shit inside and out and backwards, and it works because, well, I'm an example of it. Until next time. Oh, like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, peace out.